Well, as the fiscal cliff looms, taxpayers are understandably keeping a close eye here in Washington and others on their pocketbook across the country. Many people believe taxes are going to go up once the fiscal cliff is solved. So how will the average American be affected by all of this? Joining us now is Gordon Bernhardt. He is a certified public accountant with Bernhardt Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us tonight, Gordon.
Thank you, Tom. How are you?
So much of the uncertainty we heard out of the president in just the past half hour leads a lot of people to wonder, what is the necessity of planning in a situation like this when you don't know what's about to happen?
And that's why it's important to plan. We've seen so much happen during the financial crisis. People do need to make sure they've set aside their cash reserves, plan for the future, and there's a lot of planning opportunities given this uncertainty right now. So investors do need to work with an advisor to make sure that all of those unforeseen things are addressed so that they can help, again, protect their family.
Gordon, there are only 3 days left. 2 of those days are going to be weekend days. Are there things that folks can do over the next several hours, days, as we head towards this deadline to protect themselves?
There are a few things, but there's a limited opportunity. Obviously, you can't do anything since the stock markets are closed Saturday and Sunday. But on Monday, investors should look at their portfolio. Capital gains rates, for example, are increasing. The maximum capital gains rate is increasing from 15% to 20%. So an investor that, let's pick on Apple, for example. It's a popular stock. If they've got huge gains in there, they should consider selling that this year at these low tax rates versus next year, because that could increase. That's one of things.
Let's talk about these tax rates. The top tax rate is scheduled to go from 35 to 39.6%. What can folks do to insulate themselves? Or is there a way they can move parts of their assets around if they're going to get hit with a higher tax bracket?
Well, certainly in previous years when I've talked with you, we've always talked about tax loss harvesting. This year it's important to harvest gains that I just mentioned earlier. But with that ordinary tax rate increasing like that, a lot of investors love dividend paying stocks since we've seen these low yields on CDs and things. So that means right now, in this year, in 2012, those dividend-paying stocks, the investor was only paying taxes at the rate of 15%. That's going to increase for that high-income earner to 39.6%. And if they are subject to the 3.8% Medicare surtax, they're almost now paying 3 times as much taxes on that dividend.
All right, with 3 days left, there's a lot of stuff for folks to go over before this deadline hits. Gordon Bernhardt, we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you, Tom.